everyone. Welcome to Gospel Music USA. My name is Danny Jones, and I'm with Singing News Magazine.
I'm Karen Peck Gooch with Karen Peck and New River.
And I'm Mike Lefevre with the Lefevre Quartet. And wow, what a day it's going to be. Wow.
Yeah, wow. That's all we can say.
So we're excited you've joined us, and a lot of good music today, right, guys?
Yes, we do. We have a little bit of everything from the world of Southern gospel music here on Gospel Music USA. We have quartets, we have family groups, we have trios, we have soloists, duets, even an occasional instrumentalist, and we have Mike and Karen as well. Thanks for tuning in. Hey, we want you to sit back and enjoy this song right now. I promise you, you're going to love it, and then we'll be back with more of your favorites. Don't go anywhere.
I've had my share of heartaches, been walked on once or twice. Well, and I've had to make some changes down this road of life. I was traveling down the wrong way on a one-way street. No, no. And if you could only see me then, you know I'm not the man I used to be.
If you had only seen me then, you know it's never too late to start again. If I could take you back to where I was and where I've been, you want what I've got now.
If you had only seen me then. Never lived a good life till I met the Lord. Oh, now even my worst days are better than before. I'm going up the right way, never turning back. No, no, I plan to stay right where I'm at, 'cause now I've been on both sides of the track. Oh,
If you had only seen me then, you know it's never too late to start again. If I could take you back to where I was and where I've been, you want what I've got now.
if you had only seen me then.
If you had only seen me then, you know it's never too late to start again. If I could take you back to where I was and where I've been, you want what I've got now.
You had only seen me then.
If you had only seen me then, you know it's never too late to start again. If I could take you back to where I was and where I've been, you want what I've got now.
If you had only seen me then. Oh,
This highway of heartache is rocky and rough. I learned a long time ago, you can't build a fire in the ashes of love. Roses don't bloom in the snow, but down
Way down deep inside my soul, where once it was cold and dark, I can feel your love take a hold. Way down deep in my heart.
oh yeah.
You were the light in the darkest of days.
Those storms were raging within, but slowly but surely the clouds rolled away,
and the sun started shining again.
down,
Way down deep inside my soul, where once it was cold and dark, I can feel your love take a hold. Way down deep in my heart. Way down deep inside my soul, where once it was cold and dark, I can feel your love take a hold. Way down deep
The group is known as Carolina, and they were our guest here on Gospel Music USA. Great bunch of guys there.
Absolutely.
They really
I've
are.
known Chris and Scott for years.
Yeah, a lineup of just great singers, everyone of
Yeah,
them.
and they really sing great songs
They
too.
do, they do. All right, I've got a question for you guys. You're both very seasoned performers in the world of gospel music. And of course, one of the biggest events in the world of gospel music is the National Quartet Convention. And we've all been to many of those events. And but I've got a question. You know, back in the 80s, 70s, even 70s, 80s, even early 90s, those events would last way, way past midnight. What's the latest you've ever sang at NQC?
At NQC?
Yeah. You remember?
I can't even remember at NQC.
I can remember one time we were last on Saturday night.
Oh, wow.
So I think we were on like around midnight, 12:30, something like that.
But I will tell you, the longest singing that I ever attended, it was singing at Renfro Valley, Kentucky,
Oh,
at that barn,
yes.
and it
Woo.
absolutely did go
Right.
Yes.
all night long.
Well, and you know,
In two different places.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
called the barn.
Yes.
Right.
So we'd go into one place to sing, then we'd go to the next place to perform. And did we do two rounds?
Yeah, and it wasn't over until sunup.
Yes.
Right. And, you know,
Yes.
and later versions of that event, it started at midnight, went to sunup.
Yeah.
I mean, you were right there on the farm the entire time in both barns, and
Yes.
you sang and sang and sang.
The longest singing ever.
I mean
Right.
it.
And you
That's
know,
it.
at NQC, I remember many times groups going on at 3:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
And trust me, gospel music people are not morning people. Hey, you know, there are a lot of great things going on in the world of gospel music right now. Karen Peck and New River in early 2020 released a brand new recording. What's it called?
It's called Lift His Name. We're very, very excited about that. And we're already performing songs from that album as well. And and we also have a homecoming in June. So y'all check us out and come and join us up in Dahlonega, Georgia.
Right, and then Mike, he started the year 2020 with some familiar, well, let me put it this way, with some new old faces, and very excited about the lineup of the Lefebvre Quartet now.
Yeah, I always tell everybody, change is inevitable. It's going to happen, but a lot of times when God changes things, it's because He's pruning to make things better. And I'm not saying that it was bad before, but it brought a whole new era to this group, and so it's an exciting time. Jay Parrott came back on the road after 15 years being off the road, and Brian Elliott came with us to be our pianist, and a young bass singer, Will Lane. Sounds a lot like Tim Riley. He's just a great bass singer.
Y'all sound fantastic.
Thank you.
Very good.
Lots of great things going on for the Lefebvre Quartet. You'll be seeing that new lineup of the group on a future episode of Gospel Music USA. Karen Peck and New River, they've recorded several songs for the program from their new recording. So be watching and do this. Tell all your friends, tell all your family. It doesn't matter where they are. Tell them to tune in to Gospel Music USA. You can also find us online, so make sure you do that as well. Mike, what are we going to do right now?
We're going to go back to some great music by our friends Carolina. I tell you what, these guys are just incredible. I love the fact that they've got a different sound. They do great traditional music, but they put kind of a country flair to it.
Yeah. You know what, I'm going to interrupt just for a second, but you know they have song leaders and pastors in their group, and that's what I love about these guys as well. Okay.
Well, that doesn't mean they have to have a business meeting before every song, though, okay? All right, guys, sit around and enjoy the music of Carolina.
Just a little house in a little southern town where the kids can run and play till the sun starts coming down. The folk who live there love it, wouldn't leave it if they tried. There's a garden and a porch swing, lots of love inside.
All around the living room, you see just who they are. Pictures of the youngest son, a 6th grade football star.
And Maggie's there at church camp where she heard the Savior's call. You learn a lot about them from the stories on the wall. Granny's patchwork quilt is hanging like a piece of art right beside the shadow box with Grandpa's flag and his Purple Heart. And over here, graduation portraits. And just above that door, there's a plaque that reads, "As for me and my house, we will serve the Lord." Oh yeah.
All around the living room, you see just who they are. Pictures of a smiling sweet 16 and her first car.
The heart-shaped frames with babies who were just starting to crawl. You
Learn a lot about them.
from the stories on the wall.
All around the living room, you see just who they are. Pictures of a faith that brought a family this far.
Oh, and you can trace the grace of heaven woven through it all.
You learn a lot about them from the stories on the wall.
It's just a little house in a little southern town.
You're watching Gospel Music USA. We've had some great music already, and there's more to come. The next guest that we have on here, first time I ever saw this young man, he was singing tenor for a group called Tribute Quartet. And he is one of those guys that has made such an impression in gospel music as a part of a group. But a while back, God called him in a different direction and moved him into a solo aspect. And that's a whole different thing. I know when I'm standing up to sing, I feel so secure with the rest of my group standing up there. But when you're doing a solo, it's a whole different world. But this guy has done it, and he's doing it well. He's on the Daywind recording label, and he's doing such an awesome job. And we've got him here to sing for you today. I want you to listen to a great song by Riley Harrison Clark.
Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day walk on water? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would save our sons and daughters? Did you know that your baby boy has come to make you new? This child that you deliver, he would soon deliver you. Mary, did you know that your baby boy would give sight to a blind man? Did you know that your baby boy would calm a storm with his hand? Did when you kiss your little baby. You have kissed the face of God. The blind will see, and the deaf will hear, and the dead will live again. The lame will leap, and the dumb will speak the praises of the Lamb. Oh, Mary, did you know that your baby boy is Lord of all creation? Mary, did you know that your baby boy would one day rule all the nations? Did you know that your baby boy is heaven's perfect lamb? This sleeping child you're holding is the great I am. He's the great
Hey everyone, thanks for dropping by today here at Gospel Music USA. We hope you have heard a song or two that has done something to encourage you in this thing called life. And we have great quartets, we have trios, family groups, soloists, duets, even the occasional instrumentalist, and it's all Southern gospel. So do us a favor. Tell all your friends, all your family members that they need to tune in and watch Gospel Music USA. And do this as well. Go to Facebook, find the official Facebook page of Gospel Music USA, like that page, and then share what you find there, the pictures, the videos, things of that nature. And before long, Karen and Mike, we will have told the entire world about Gospel Music USA. I would get excited about that, wouldn't you?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We've had a lot of great comments. You all have been so sweet to us in concert. Mike, I know you've had that happen as well.
That's encouraging.
It's a lot of fun. I mean, people are loving it, and it makes us happy that you're enjoying it as well, because we do have a good time.
Yeah, I think you two are getting different comments than I am, but the comments I get, they often relate to the fact that Mike and myself, we tend to pick on Karen, and some of you have actually asked us not to do that because we don't want to hurt the poor innocent feelings of Karen. Let me just tell you, we've heard you, but it's not going to happen. We will carry on. Hey, we've got time for one more song from Riley Harrison Clark, so make sure you enjoy that and watch us again next week on Gospel Music USA.
In the mud and mire behind the fences, when you finally came to your senses, you said even the servants in my Father's house are better off than I am now. You didn't think he'd take you in, much less call you son again. Instead you found a mercy so beautiful and wild that it looks beyond your foolishness to seek a wayward child. There is no condemnation, just a father who's been waiting to put his arms around you. And oh, the anticipation, what a great celebration. For you were lost, but now He's found you. There is only rejoicing and a tender kindness shown when the prodigal comes home. Rehearsing words to beg Him for forgiveness. Then down the road you saw Him in the distance, as He ran to meet you face to face and wrapped you in His strong embrace. The acceptance in His eyes made you finally realize there is no condemnation, just a Father who's been waiting to put His arms around you. And oh, the anticipation, what a great celebration. For you were lost, but now He's found you. And there is only rejoicing and a tender kindness shown when the prodigal comes home. And to every child of God who somehow lost their way, even now He's longing for you. Can you hear Him say, there is no condemnation, just a Father who's been waiting to put His arms around you. And oh, the anticipation, what a great celebration. For you were lost, but now He's found you. And there's only rejoicing and a tender kindness shown when the prodigal comes.
Just a Father who's been waiting to put His arms around you.
When the prodigal comes home.